What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, VeChain, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, I like to do a different cryptocurrency here on the channel every single week with your guys' help. So definitely make sure to comment your favorite altcoin in the comment section down below, as I will be picking one to review for next week's episodes. More importantly, what we're going to be looking at in today's video is the recent consolidation I'm starting to notice and pick up on some of these major cryptocurrencies. XRP, Bitcoin, I even think VeChain have pretty much just been, yes, at the top resistance, but hitting it and just consolidating for the past couple of days. It seems like ever since, I'd say, July 29th till today, August 5th, we've pretty much just been seeing this sideways consolidation, which I do believe at one point is going to be a big break, and we are going to see volume trickle back or flood in to these major cryptocurrencies within this market. So I'm getting excited, as the sideways consolidation usually tends to break in, with big volume either leaving or gaining in or going back into these major cryptocurrencies. So I do believe that's coming for these cryptos very soon. Otherwise, today's video is sponsored by Disciplina. So for those that don't remember what Disciplina is, it's basically a way for job recruiters can find new potential employees to the market throughout the crypto space using blockchain technologies, which is pretty cool. So if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more about that, as well as their LP reward staking program that they have, and they just started the second period of the epoch, definitely make sure to stick around to the end of today's video. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump into today's episode. All right, so let's begin, let's talk, let's discuss what exactly is going on. So top 10 cryptocurrencies, everything seems to be okay. Ethereum's the only crypto that's starting to pump a little bit higher, as well as maybe Polkadot and Uniswap, but everything else has pretty much just been consolidating. Now notice we're only up about 1.37%, and really nothing is changing that much within most of these cryptos like XRP, Cardano, even Bitcoin, and Binance Coin. It's pretty much not even moving up or down a percentage, 0.5% at most. So what I'm starting to notice, and what I wanted to share with you guys, was looking at these cryptos. And I'm just going to flash through here really quickly. This is XRP, this is Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as VeChain right here. So I'm starting to notice consolidation and rejection from some of these major cryptos. So for example, XRP, what I'm noticing is the past couple of days since we've had our major pump, which did, put us back into becoming overbought. It traded us or put us back at 70 on the relative strength indicator back in, I would say, maybe July 29th. Notice today, which was at 76 cents. Today we're at 71 cents. And instead of being at 70 as the relative strength indicator, we've lowered ourselves down to about 55, which is good. The longer we continue to consolidate, even if we do slightly dip lower, this will allow us to lower ourselves on the relative strength indicator, giving us potential possibility to swing back up to the top. Now, I would like us to break bullish. I'd like us to end this bear market and start to pump all the way back up to the upside and enter a bullish market, which would be absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong. But even if we were to, let's say, break out ever so slightly of today's little consolidation that we had for the past couple of weeks, the next high that we'd have would pretty much be back up to about 90 cents, which is the top of this resistance. And hopefully you guys can kind of see and generalize the pattern then. And what I'm about to, say to you guys is, even if we were to head back up, we're still hitting top resistance here. Notice consistently, every time we try to break bullish, we're hitting resistance, resistance, resistance. And, this will probably swing back up to retest once again 87 to 90 cents, which would be another resistance level, battling this major downtrend that I believe it has started and is here to stay. Mainly what we're going to be looking at for the remainder of XRP is just filling in this gap here, consolidating, and then eventually deciding which direction it wants to break out to. But for right now, the consolidation may lead to a bigger opportunity and swing us back to the upside. Now, really, where's my thought on this? How's my head doing? I'd say we did very, very, very well off the break from the upside, from $30,000 up to $42,000, which is exactly the target level that we've been talking about. But since then, and since the consolidation, I would pretty much advise not to buy in just yet. That's just my opinion, because I do not like to trade inside ascending triangles or descending triangles, whatever the pattern is. I don't like to trade in here. I think buying and selling and moving crypto within here is extremely risky, rather than waiting for either us to fall back to retest bottom support and then, explode up, which we will easily buy back into here and, shoot the market back up. We'll buy in at the bottom and then leverage it all the way back to the upside, and vice versa. If we were to, let's say, do the opposite, consolidate, hit this resistance, this would again be another buying opportunity window for us to either buy in to short it back down to 30K, or we close above the trend line, which would be great for Bitcoin, and we actually start to swing back to the upside. So once again, you can see the problem zone that this is lying in. We did actually pull back from 42K, being extremely overbought at trading at like 78 to 54 on the relative strength indicator, which is much better in regards to buying in, because there's a bigger opportunity now for us to, start to trend back up. But also notice we are once again hitting lower high formations, and we have yet to break bullish and break above these lower highs. So I'm thinking we're just going to consolidate once again within this sideways channel right here within the descending triangle, just fill in this gap, and then eventually decide which direction closer to maybe mid-September, end of September, and then figure out which direction this coin wants to pump to. Because for right now, we've pretty much just been consolidating on this moving average. I'd like to believe we're still headed down for a bottom support at 30K, but we'll have to see kind of how that trades out. If anything, maybe 35K, then 30K, and we'll see how we decide to play around with this. But regardless, we have yet to break this downtrend here, which seems to be the biggest and strongest trend line Bitcoin has a problem with currently, and we have not been able to get enough volume to break through here. So until we see that, we're still going to be playing the bearish, movements. Now, where do I anticipate and how would I move forward from buying into here? I mean, this is definitely anything trading inside, which, as you guys can see, we are directly in the middle of the major descending triangle, would be extremely risky. And I kind of place it more towards the aggressive style of trading, not even moderate. This is definitely more aggressive, where we don't know which direction we're going to be moving to. And once again, you can get burned on here where prices don't really head up or down that much, and it could just consolidate out and then decide which way it's going to want to move to. So ultimately, my plan is just let this consolidate out. We do have a few days, and I know it's getting very stagnant within the markets here, with XRP not really seeing any movement, with most of the cryptocurrencies not seeing any movement. It can get very boring within the space, and you guys just have to prepare yourselves and plan yourselves for the next run, because once that happens, we will be the first ones to take advantage of this run, capitalizing on either the biggest break to the downside or a big break to the upside. So I'm not worried at all in regards to how are we going to buy in and things like that. It mainly just comes down to waiting out this market, allowing ourselves some consolidation to finally get some sort of factor as to which direction we're going to be moving to. Ethereum is probably the only crypto that's slightly heading back up, which is interesting. There's a major cap at resistance pretty much set at 2867. You can see where I've drawn this in. This has pretty much been the reversal point for Ethereum multiple times here. So I believe that this is also a resistance, but it's crazy. I mean, this is pretty much completing, its double bottom formation. I mean, ultimately, after a double bottom, prices tend to explode back up, which would be lovely. We'll eventually see an all-time high for Ethereum again, or retesting all-time highs, which would be great, but it seems like consolidation just might take over this market, as we're currently trending in overbought. Unlike the other cryptos, which are consolidating down, Ethereum seems to be acting inversely from the market, not actually following Bitcoin's pattern, and trending outside and above the market. So we'll see exactly how we do. I do believe it's overbought, and I am thinking that most of these cryptos are going to be reversing downwards, but it's merely just a waiting game, to be honest with you. Also, VeChain is hitting its top resistance, moving average, as well as its sideways channel and this price ceiling. So I think this is just a zone that's going to get rejected as well and form consolidation and correct us downwards. That's pretty much just my general overview of the markets right now. We're not really seeing anything that's like, oh, let's buy into the market. Oh, this looks great. It's mainly just consolidating, because there's really no great opportunity right now that's approaching itself for us to buy in. Consolidation gets boring. We're not really seeing any sort of movement, so we're kind of getting caught up in this moving average. So we have to just wait it out. Otherwise, the S&P 500 looks okay. Once again, consolidating. Let me swing over to the daily for a better view. Yeah, even the S&P has pretty much just been trading sideways since, I'd say, July 20, 26th, maybe 25th, the latest, and it's pretty much just been flatlining out here, which is allowing us to lower ourselves on the moving average. But the bearish cross is also hinting that we might actually see the S&P 500 correct back down to support and then break up, which would be fair and would actually help this market consolidate even more. Otherwise, I do want to talk about Disciplina. All right, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Disciplina for sponsoring today's episode. Hopefully you guys remember from last week when we talked about Disciplina and we showed how to stake and become participants in their LP reward program. Well, recently that period just ended and I want to talk a little bit more about that. But for those that are new and don't really remember what Disciplina is or haven't heard of them, their project is pretty much the first multifunctional blockchain to create verified personal profiles based on academic and professional achievements. Their project aims to make quality changes in the field of education and recruiting, as well as aid in the effective use of blockchain technologies. They will store the whole history of an academic achievement of a person in blockchain, generating their personal score, and then they store confidential information such as courses, student tests, grades, and test results, which results in allowing recruiters to simplify the candidate search by their fields of expertise and skills required. So, on Monday, August 2nd, the first reward period just ended, so let's check out the results. I also have some amazing news too. Disciplina team announced that the second period has twice the reward fund coming up, and this time Disciplina Foundation prepared a $20,000 reward in USDT. Again, for those new, let me remind you briefly about the program details. Monday, July 19th, Disciplina started the first period of the LP reward program with a reward of $10,000 in USDT. So all the rewards from their USDT fund would be automatically distributed each 14-day period among all the participants proportionally to their stake sizes and the time they spent participating in the program. After the end of the first period, you would have a chance to claim your reward or to take part in the following period, which is already happening. The next one would start automatically, so there's no need to click anything. So the longer you participate in the period, the bigger your reward would get, as the share is also weighted proportionally on or the time you spend in the program. So let's check what results we got from participating in the first period. As you guys can see, we only staked 974 LP tokens, which really isn't that much, and we actually made not a bad profit to start, which was 13.4 USDT. We started this about halfway through the first period, which really isn't that long, and obviously if you wanted to make more, you'd have to stake a lot more than what we actually started just to test out their staking protocol that they have. So it's really not bad. Also, guys, Disciplina just announced that their second epoch or second period has just started, so I will be, investing into this too, testing it out as the guinea pig and kind of seeing how exactly they do. Again, for their second round, we'll actually stay in this for the entire 14-day period, unlike what we did earlier for the first epoch or first period, which was only for a couple of days. So I am staking it in here, connecting to my MetaMask, and we are going to see how exactly we go around doing this. Now listen, when withdrawing, you would receive your LP tokens and profit in your wallet, and you cannot withdraw them separately. If you withdraw, you stop participating in the program. If you stake again after the beginning of the second period, you would lose only points that correspond to the time you spent out of the program. Thus, if you would withdraw your tokens and stake them again in 10 minutes, the loss would be insignificant. Participation in the next period begins automatically if you do not withdraw, as I said, and each owner of the LP token gets an additional profit of 0.17% of all the trades that comes in from PancakeSwap for allocating their assets to the liquidity pool. Otherwise, guys, huge shout out to Disciplina for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.